Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hang on. Having some technical difficulties here with the mic. Let me get my mic squared away. So, yes, that should do it. Okay. So I think we're good now. Can everybody hear me out there? All right. So let's see. I think that fixed the issue there. Let me see if the mic's too loud here. Hopefully not. Hopefully we're okay. So, all right, guys, welcome. This is going to be kind of our first Halloween-style stream here. We're going to be playing one of my favorites for the genre, but oddly enough, I've never beaten it before. We're going to be playing CastleVania, or Super CastleVania, the fourth installment of the CastleVania series. Super cool game. I mean, we're kind of dipping into Capcom, Konami territory here. I mean, two really prolific studios with the SNES. Welcome back to the Playroom stream. Where we're staying on our theme of the SNES Mini here, but with it being spooky season, I thought Castlevania was really appropriate. I mean, it's kind of got all of your classic, Universal style villains in it. I mean, you have Dracula, Frankenstein's monster. You get like the Grim Reaper, things like that. So super cool. And I remember when I was a little kid, I always thought this was like super spooky here. Okay, good. Getting confirmation at the mouse sounds good. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. And I just thought the effects for the Super Nintendo game was cool. I mean, you have the fog rolling in over the top. So every 100 years, the forces of good mysteriously start to weaken. Thus, the power of Dracula starts to revive itself. His power grows stronger and stronger every 100 years. So basically, this is a continuation of the first three. So Dracula has revived many times. However, his sinister actions have been consistently thwarted by the Belmont family. So basically, we're kind of starting again here with the Belmont family. All right, let me just make sure. Good, we got jump there. Perfect. Okay. And you play as Simon Belmont in this game, and I'm just going to call this guy, I'm going to call him Simon, because we're playing as Simon Belmont. And I thought this was cool. It kind of gives you a little overlay leading up to Dracula's castle up there, which is cool. And then the game's starting, and I mean, the first thing you notice is just kind of backdrop. Things like that are all cool. So basically, in this game, you have a couple of attacks. The hearts that I'm actually picking up do not affect my life at all. So it's like little Michael Jackson Simon here. Little Simon Jackson. it's actually ammo for your secondary weapon, which I just picked up, which is the knife here. So, as you'll be able to see in a second, when I kind of get to my first enemy, I'll show you how that works. So your primary attack is the whip, which you control with the Y button, and then you jump with B, and then your kind of secondary weapon is you use the right trigger. And so the knife is kind of a projectile, flies straight. Different ones have different properties. So the knife flies straight. You can shoot a little more rapidly, and we'll kind of talk about the different ones as we get them. Again, a cool kind of feature of the SNES, being able to go into the background and the foreground there. But yeah, this game, I mean, and its predecessor's kind of like a Halloween tradition for a lot of gamers. Like, what are kind of some Halloween stories that you guys have? Helps if you're not looking at the chat when you have an enemy right in your face. Good job. Where were we on that one, dummy? Let me see if there's a little more ammo there. And the soundtrack in this game, again, super good. I feel like SNES had good, and I feel like that they were a little more consistent than the Genesis was. The Genesis was good for like those rock-style tracks, but it always sounded very techno, very like beat-heavy. Where the SNES, ooh, that's one of the best weapons there. So some improvements for CastleVania IV over its predecessors is the ability to whip in kind of every direction here. So if you jump, you can whip diagonal, you can whip straight down, straight up. In the old Castlevania, you were kind of stuck to a horizontal plane. You could only whip kind of backwards and forwards, so it limited your ability to kind of fight enemies. What I don't want is the axe right now. And then health in this game is wall chicken, which, I mean, I guess if you were that strapped to eat something, just, hey, we're going to hide this chicken in this wall, and then somebody can eat it. But yeah, we'll be trying to play through kind of as much as possible today. And then, hopefully 2-3 streams of this if I can, not suck too bad, which no guarantees on that, because we all saw what happened at the end of Mega Man X. It was kind of cruising through the beginning and then, shoot, didn't mean to do that. That's all right. Another cool feature about that is you can kind of hang on to things here, swing with your whip. Again, kind of it's cool that it's kind of teaching you. You don't get like the standard tutorial screen, but you kind of learn in a no risk environment, and then when you actually have to do it here, you kind of know what's going on. So that's kind of cool. The NES, I feel, was good at that in a lot of games, like Mega Man, things like that. Nowadays, they would just have like a tutorial level that would teach you, like, oh, if you hang on to this, thing, you can swing. It's like they think that modern gamers can't figure out how to press buttons. You gotta shoot people in this game about shooting. Oh yeah, and if you hold the attack button down, you can kind of just wave your whip around. Not the most effective thing in the world, but... So those little Roman numeral things here, it affects the rate at which you can throw your weapons. So there's, I think there's gold, silver, and bronze, and I think each one kind of affects the way, although it might only be kind of like 2 and 3, and one's silver, one's bronze, but it affects the speed in which you can throw items, which is kind of cool. I mean, the knife almost becomes more effective than the whip at that point. I do not want the holy water here, even though it's a little more effective. So the holy water creates like fire on the ground as you go through, which is good for these enemies, but a way that you can kill them there is you just kind of get them as they fall, instead of letting them hit the ground. But yeah, I mean, after we get through Castlevania, I mean, again, we'll probably be playing this for the next couple streams, but plenty of games left. And actually, Spider-Man 2 comes out, so I'm going to try to be streaming that. Maybe a little kind of... I'll still try to do 1 to 2 classic game streams a week, but, if I'm going to be playing Spider-Man, I may as well throw it on. And if any of you guys are interested in that, I can kind of get that rolling too, which I think will be a lot of fun. Well, that was a dumb hit. Really? That guy was a jerk. You'll see. Oh, So the clock here slows down time, which is good for the Medusa heads. I mean, not super necessary here in the first stage, but like I'd rather have a knife or the cross, something like that. But I mean, we'll make do with what we got here. So these platforms here, if you jump, they actually will move, which I'm going to try not to show you because I really don't want to cause myself to die in stage 1-3 here. So, but usually each stage has about 3 parts, and then you kind of fight a boss. Turn the mic up just a hair. All right. Is that a little better? Is that better for you guys there on the other end? Oh, see, there we go. As I look at the chat and die, and that's always fun. So those little upgrades I'm picking up there, that's what you could see before. My whip was kind of orange. Now it's almost like a chain, which it just increases the strength of the whip, which is a really annoying part about dying because you kind of lose that there. But luckily it happened early. So let me focus up to beat this super easy part here. All right. Well, now the whip is super weak, which is awesome. These guys were dying in like 1 or 2 hits before. Now it's 3 to 4 hits to get them. There we go. It's getting back in the right direction here. Okay, and this should lead us to our first boss here. He's kind of like a skeleton horse and his rider here, almost like an undead knight situation going on. The horse is only vulnerable to be hit in the head, so hitting the horse in the body will not damage it. Pretty easy. And, you know, this game scales in difficulty pretty well. First couple bosses, you have a lot of time, very slow projectiles, kind of easy to dodge. And then as the game increases in difficulty, the bosses have more random attack patterns. There's like stage obstacles to worry about in addition to that. But first boss down. Try not to let the orb hit the ground. But yeah, we got a new episode of the podcast coming out tomorrow morning. Talking about Ernest Scared Stupid, kind of a movie I remembered from my childhood, maybe not as much as Tyler and Matt did, but, you know, upon rewatch, just a lot of funny moments, like, you know, a lot of flashbacks. I remember Ernest Goes to Jail a little more than Ernest Scared Stupid, but good movie nonetheless. Definitely one of the better of the series. All right, so another cool advent for this game is kind of the, you know, in other Castlevania games, like later on in Symphony of the Night, you do kind of the whole game in Dracula's castle, which is really cool. I mean, they do a lot of fun stuff with it, but I thought it kind of missed out on, you know, elements of like having the graveyard and, you know, you get these cool overlays leading up to the castle. And then, you know, of course we'll have like a stage in the castle later, but I always thought this was cool. Very like Halloween themed, you know, spooky spiders, you know, goblins, things like that. So another cool thing about this game is the ability to crouch walk, which you couldn't do in earlier games. So like in the first Castlevania, you played as Simon just like you do now, kind of going through Dracula's castle, fighting various bosses. Then in the second game, they did like more of an RPG element to it. And I mean, you can watch, like the Angry Video Game does a nerd on it, or the Angry Video Game nerd does a video on it. Talking's hard. And then Ego Raptor Aaron does a sequelitis episode about that, just kind of like what they did right in the first game as opposed to kind of what went wrong, and you know. But the big thing that kind of bothered everybody about the second game was the day-night cycle, which is a cool idea, right? Like games like Silent Hill do that, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time has a day-night cycle. But this was one of the first games to attempt that, but the only way they could do it was by having this text box pop up that, you know, it just kind of slowed the game down. It was like 10 to 15 seconds every time it would change, so it got kind of tedious. And it would always say, like, what a terrible night to have a curse. But, you know, one of the things that was cool about that day-night cycle is that the enemies got stronger. You know, it was a little more difficult, which was cool. But again, there's a lot of, like, weird things in that game that unless you really had, like, a game fact or, you know, like the Nintendo power on how to beat it. Turn it up to 11, get a little more juice here. This might be as high as my mic goes here. Let me try on the mixer here. That might be a little better. Yeah, I think that's probably a little better. Hang on. Let me fix that here. I don't want to be, you know, peaking the mic. Okay, that should be a little better there. It's a little bit easier to hear me now. So let's, okay, so we'll unpause here. And again, like I said, like the atmosphere in this game is always cool, right? I mean, now it feels like you're on like a dock and, you know, you have the water below you, which you cannot swim, so don't fall in that. I really don't feel like demonstrating that for you guys, which, let's be honest, I probably will at some point. No, this game is, I mean, again, this one in Mega Man, kind of a classic. Super tight controls, you know. The challenge feels like fair and justified. You know, in old Castlevania games, being on the NES, the challenge kind of felt unfair at times. Like they put a lot of hard enemies and in like a lot of like the positions they put you in were kind of difficult, right? Like you were near an edge and then you would get knocked back like that by enemies, and it would just be you fell in a pit and wasted all your life. Which you get some of that here. You don't get it nearly as much. It's not the frequency at which that happens is much lower. I think there's some wall chicken here. Oh yes, I will take the crucifix there, or the cross. There we go. Much better there. I just like this weapon because you can kind of get double hits with it, which is nice. Again, only being able to have one of them on a screen at a time, you sacrifice a little bit of speed, but you get that second hit here. Okay, let me not die. Oh, well, we get the knife again. Definitely not the worst of the weapons. And yeah, in the second game, the hearts aren't used as ammo for your alternate weapons anymore. They're kind of used as currency. So it's, like I said, more of an RPG style. So you use currency to... Yes, I did say wall chicken because, I mean, that's pretty much what it is, right? You whip pieces of the wall out and a piece of chicken flops out. So, you know, I don't know what else to call it, wall chicken. This boss, you can kind of Zelda 2 this thing. So you kind of sit here in the corner and throw your weapon at it. And not a whole lot Medusa can do to you here. Just besides get bodied. But yeah, that boss, definitely probably one of the easiest ones in the game. Oh, perfect. Now I'll be able to... So you can see the frequency at which I can throw those knives is a lot quicker. Let me not waste my ammo here. The axe is good. It's good in kind of the later stages when you have enemies above you. Here, it's not as big of a deal because I have more enemies straight in front of me. So, you know, it's, again, personal playstyle preference. The thing about the axe, it's a long arcing weapon. So, you know, sometimes the timing can be a little specific. So, but in this level, you kind of get those gargoyle-looking enemies here, which are cool. I think in the PlayStation version of Castlevania, the first one at least, Symphony of the Night, he actually becomes like a much bigger, almost like mini-style boss. All right. Let me load up on some ammo here. So yeah, in the RPG elements, so the second game actually, it's you play as Simon Belmont, actually trying to bring Dracula back so that you can like end the curse forever. So you're kind of going around collecting different bones of Dracula, and then at the very end, you know, most Castlevania games is the final battle is a big fight with Dracula. He's kind of the main enemy there. And then in the third game, what was kind of unique about the third game, probably one of the later games released in the NES life cycle, was the ability to play with multiple characters. You could switch between who made this game in Dominatrix. Yeah, Simon, I mean, you know, he's in good shape, so maybe not Dominatrix as much as let me just see if, you know, make it a little, put a little challenge on myself. I'll just walk through with a whip. You know, maybe a little bit of garlic and he would have been fine. But yeah, every time I play this game, I think of the song Whip It, because just whip it good, because all you're doing is walking around just whipping the crap out of things. That and Michael Jackson, because you can moonwalk, but you know, as I was saying about CastleVania 3, one of the cool things is that you can play as different characters. They have the abilities to kind of transform, like Alucard, which is Dracula spelled backwards. It's like the son of Dracula, and you could play as him, and he actually has the ability to transform into a bat. So certain stages in that, you know, game, that was super useful. That actually comes back in later installments of Castlevania. Again, Symphony of the Night on PlayStation, you play as Alucard, or Richter at certain parts in the game. And you can, oh, darn it. And you can, you again have that ability to transform into, I think it's like a variety of things. I think in that one it's more spell-based, things like that. Here's a little secret here. I wasn't too worried about getting the axe because I knew I was about to get this right back. And there's some candle chicken. All right. Moving through here. The game audio in my headphones is a little low here, so let me take that up. But again, another kind of cool, different location. You're kind of like in an underground cavern here, which is cool. Another kind of quality of life change that you have in this game is the ability to stop projectiles with your whip. Couldn't really do that before, which is nice. I mean, it definitely adds a little bit of, it kind of lowers the difficulty a little bit, which is nice. You know, I think Indiana Jones might be related to the Belmont family. Just, you know, whip master. Indiana Jones taught me how to use his whip. Oh. That's what happens when you're not paying attention. Okay, so I think this is where we get the boss. I think this is the stage where we get the boss here. I could use some wall chicken right about now. Yeah, but again, a lot of things with these SNES era games is kind of the ability to teach you things without having to, you know, have a voice pop up on the screen like, "Hey Simon, don't fall down that pit or it'll kill you." Yeah, no duh. But they kind of give you things in, like I said, like things like this, they give you in kind of a controlled environment, and then later in the game you'll have to use them in like combination with doing other things, like avoiding obstacles, things like that. It's cool. I may actually want the axe for this boss if I find one. I think this boss you kind of fight, if I'm thinking of the right boss here, you kind of fight it on multiple levels, so I may want to look for that. Oh, what's this here? Ooh, yep. But yeah, what were some, you know, let us know some of like your best Halloween memories, you know, favorite costumes, things like that. You know, always curious to hear. Halloween was like really big for us when I was in like elementary and middle school. Like a lot of my friends had like big Halloween parties, and they lived in kind of, you know, neighborhoods where the houses, you're really close together with your neighbors. So it was nice, you know, you could get a lot of candy without having to, you know, without having to go super far. You know, you didn't have to do like miles and miles of walking. And I know my wife, like people in my wife's family, they were big into like going to like Not So Scary, Mickey's Not So Scary at Disney, and that's cool. I mean, they would always do like big family themes, costumes, and things like that. So that's kind of cool too. But yeah, if you have anything that was like unique to your Halloween experience, let me know. Love to hear about it. We always got, like, from what I remember, we always got a lot of candy, like pillowcases full. Like, I think I stopped using those like little buckets that you would get probably when I was in like the 3rd, 4th grade, just because it wasn't big enough. I am going to use the clock here. Oh, wow. That actually probably hurt me more than it helped me there. A little bit of chicken would be nice. Not gonna happen. Yay. All right, just gonna have to get good. Oh, there it is. Oh, oh. Worth it. Worth it. Oh, that kind of sucks. Can't get any of that. Matt just sent me a text message. Mom, Trey's on my TV again. Oh, that's really funny. Oh, that sucked. It's funny too, because after I talked about, oh, you know, in this game you don't really have the cheap deaths. Like, there's really not much you can do there. I mean, I don't really think there's a lot you can do about deaths like that. Whew. I think I'm screwed here. Yep. So yeah, I mean, things like that. I mean, that's the one thing in this game you have to really be aware of. That, I mean, it really is what causes the majority of a lot of the deaths, in my opinion, is that when you get hit, Simon actually kind of jumps back a little bit. So on platforms like that, where I'm trying to prevent something from falling and I get knocked back, well, now I've kind of lost the ability to progress, because that platform is now gone. And it's like, well, you can't make that jump, so you just kind of got to take your death here. The wall chicken, somebody in the chat was asking what the wall chickens do. That's the only way to replenish health in this game. The hearts that you get, if you missed it when I was kind of explaining the mechanics earlier, the hearts are not health. You can see under where it says in the right-hand corner, it'll tell me like the time, the stage I'm on, things like that. The hearts are actually ammunition for the side weapons, like the cross, the knife, things like that. And the chicken, or I think in the manual it's a pork chop, but kind of looks like chicken to me, is the only way to replenish your health. So when I'm looking for wall chicken, it's because I'm running a little low on health. And oh. You dick. Come on. Oh, you bastard guy. You bastard guy. Okay. So let's jump this. Didn't time it right? Of course I didn't. Wow. It's funny too, because I was running through this game the other day to kind of test it, make sure that my stream stuff was still working, because I had to kind of move stuff around in the office that I'm using, and I was playing the first couple levels in this game, and I was thinking, oh yeah, we're good. I mean, I'm moving through this game pretty good. I think I've taken more deaths in this run than I did like all the way into Dracula's Castle when I was playing it to warm up. So that's awesome. All right, good. So we got the whip powered back up. I want pork chops. Yeah, pork chops are good. They're good. Yeah, I really can't. If you've ever had a root canal, I was lucky enough to have that experience happen recently, so kind of afraid to chew anything because I'm still waiting on them to put the crown on, which is awesome. But I'm sure once I get done, I'll be able to. I mean, not having pain when I drink ice water anymore is nice, so I guess I can't really complain. Let's not say we did. Let's not. Stupid fish. I may be being a little too careful here. I think if I move actually a little bit quicker, believe it or not, I'll actually be a little bit safer. Yep. Okay, hopefully this will be enough to beat the boss, because I probably lost more life than I should have there, but That's okay. I love this little hand sticking out like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. So those there, the kind of crucifix on the chain there, those will actually kill all the enemies on screen there, which is a nice, again, it always reminds me of, you know, in modern times getting like the nuke in Call of Duty Zombies. That might be a fun stream for us to do. And then, oh, am I going to be able to get up there now? Let's see if I can swing here and get up there. Is that even possible? Let's see if I go back. So the enemies come back. Hopefully my block. Yes, good. That's good. So a little bit of backtracking. I have the ability to. So you'll see there, they're slightly lighter than the other blocks there. Just kind of a good indicator that they're going to fall. Fooled you. The good news is I do have the weapon I want for this part. Come on, back down. Oh, come on. So I'm afraid if I try to whip up, I'm going to hit that and not be able to actually hit him. There we go. Ooh, that was nice. It's a good one. Oh my. That's frustrating. Oh wow, I have like no lives left. Let's not suck here. All right, here we go. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Holy moly. Oh man, I gotta start all the way back. Wow. That's annoying. That was dumb. Trying to get ammo for the boss. I just jumped off and that's super frustrating. Okay. Not my night tonight. Man. I did not think I was going to be spending this much time on these early stages, but I don't know. Never claimed to be the best gamer in the world, so. And at least you know I'm not just pre-recording a speed run and talking over it, so that's good. God, that's frustrating. Usually I'm better than that. I mean, the good news about this game is, you know, the dying a game over, losing your lives isn't, you know, super detrimental. It's not like they make you start all the way at the beginning of the games. There were SNES games in the past that, you know, and most of the NES games, maybe, you know, with the exception of a select few, like Legend of Zelda had save states, things like that. But I mean, you're starting all over again from scratch, and that's one of the things where I'm kind of nervous to play NES games on stream, especially without things like this looks like the Aladdin. This does look like, if you've played SNES Aladdin, you're right. This does look a lot like that level. Kind of one where you're running through and when you have to ride the magic carpet, things like that. This does look a lot. It's very reminiscent of those levels. You know, Aladdin, that's, you know, it's funny that you bring that game up because those games, you know, a lot of games that came out in the 90s during like the console wars with the Genesis and the SNES rather. A lot of the games were, you know, kind of the same game, just repackaged on different consoles, unless they were like exclusives. Obviously, like Mario didn't come out on the Genesis and Sonic didn't come out on the SNES, which is hilarious because they both come out on like the Wii and, you know, the Switch now, which is pretty funny. And a link between Mario, Sonic, and Simon Belmont is they're all in Smash Brothers. So there you go. A little through line for you there. But a lot of those games were just kind of repackaged and, you know, sold on the other console for people that had one and not the other. But Aladdin on Genesis and Aladdin on SNES are like two completely different games. You know, Aladdin on Genesis, it's a lot very Mario-esque. You jump on your enemies to beat them, things like that. Aladdin for Sega, it's like we're going to run around and slice people up with a sword. So, you know, again, is one better than the other? When I was younger, I always preferred the Genesis one, but that's just because that was probably the one that we owned, so I like that one a little bit better. The Super Nintendo one, I think overall it was easier, but some of like the Magic Carpet level on Super Nintendo I remember being much harder. Yeah, and then that was pretty much it. I think the bosses and things like that I would consider easier on SNES, but I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I played through those games, so you know, I could be surprised. CastleVania, once it's split to Genesis and Super Nintendo, they're slightly different. The Castlevania for Sega is good. You actually have like a character select screen that you can pick, and each character has like a different trait. Like Simon it's either Simon or Richter, I can't remember. They use the whip, and then you have other characters like one uses a spear. And then the big split where Castlevania was just not as good, in my opinion, is when you made the switch from Nintendo 64 to PlayStation. I feel like N64 just got shafted. The PlayStation Castlevanias, in my opinion, are far superior to that of the N64. It could just be because of kind of the direction they went. N64 was really trying to make the leap to the third dimension, which was, you know, super successful with franchises like Mario, Zelda, things like that. But for Castlevania, it just, I don't know, in my opinion, just didn't work as well. I mean, you had cool aspects like there's a boss in like the first level of Castlevania 64 where you fight like skeletons on a motorcycle, and then like these giant skeletons come out to fight you after, and that was always kind of cool. But the game is like super confusing, and the controls are not as responsive as they are on the PlayStation. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, I just think Castlevania Symphony of the Night is, you know, a lot of people's favorite game in the Castlevania franchise. So it's, you know, it's just going to be really hard to top that one for a lot of people. I mean, I think with good reason. I think the game's designed super well. I think they do the RPG elements in that game are done really well. Yeah, that one goes back to kind of like the RPG style. You can kind of upgrade your weapons, you know, by beating different parts of the castle. Enemies have like drops where they drop weapons, things like that. Super cool. And a cool thing about that game is you kind of do Dracula's castle once, and then the game kind of like the castle kind of inverts, and you do kind of the whole game, and it lets you access areas you couldn't get to before, things like that, which is cool. I don't know why he didn't walk up the stairs there. That's super frustrating. Wow, that's annoying. Well, my streak of bad gameplay continues. I thought I was bad at Mega Man X, but I'm looking like a pro gamer compared to how I'm doing in this game, which is okay. But again, the good thing about this game is it's not so frustratingly difficult that I want to stop playing it. You know, you get frustrated, but I mean, there are games, and I'm sure Matt and Tyler can attest to that I just, you know, I would have to walk away. I'd be like, all right, guys, we're going to take 5, and I'll be back. Symphony of the Night for the win, yeah. I think Travis would have to agree with you there, Tyler, that Symphony of the Night, I think I've watched my older brother play through that game 5 or 6 times. I can remember. I mean, the good thing about the Playroom when we were little kids is, you know, we had multiple TVs. There were 4 of us, so one TV really wasn't going to cut it. So whenever one of our friends was like, oh, we're going to get rid of this TV, my older brother would be very quick to grab that and jump on that opportunity, because that meant we could have more than one game system kind of going at a time. So, you know, less arguments. We'll plug the Genesis into one, we'll have the Super Nintendo in another, and if one brother was playing one system, then you could be playing a different one. Going up the stairs and going down the stairs and going up the sideways stairs. Yeah. Yeah, but like I was saying, it was, you always, again, it was super annoying. Like if you had gone to Blockbuster and rented a new game, something like that, then yeah, we were going to fight over it. But, for the most part, at least you weren't stuck there with nothing to do. There was always something else to do. I mean, I can remember, Matt can attest to this. We used to, like during high school, used to meet at my house and we played Guitar Hero till like, 2, 3 in the morning on weekend nights. It was super cool. I remember when we first got that game, none of us could do more than like easy or medium. And then kind of by the time Guitar Hero 3 was going to come out, we were all playing on expert and things like that. I haven't played in a while, so I don't know how good I am at that anymore. See, that's what I was afraid of. I'm just going to go down here and kill him because I really don't want to die for a 9th time on this one part. All right. And new record. We've gotten farther than we've been. Is there any wall chicken in here? No. Oh, there's some. Nice. Huzzah. And here's the boss. Man, I was really close to the boss when I screwed that up. That stinks. So this weapon is actually really good for this boss because the arcing angle of the axe can sometimes hit both. I think you can destroy one head before the other. Like you have to kill them separately. You can always see the enemy's life bar there. You actually see it throughout all the stages of like a given level. Yeah, so there's one down. There we go. Don't be scared. Nah, not of that guy. Scary bosses are toward the end. All right. But you can see, I mean, a cool thing is like the level overlay kind of corresponds with like what level you're in. Like the last level overlay, we were kind of going on a river and you had the river level and then into the canyon. And then now we've kind of climbed back up and we're kind of getting toward the castle walls again. So you're seeing a lot of that stuff. Those green ones there operate in a very similar way. Oh, little wall guy there. Little moonwalk action. Yeah, and I just think it's cool that kind of the overworld kind of matches up with what you're doing. I thought that was a nice touch. I don't think these skulls actually do anything. I'm like nervous that they're gonna shoot lasers out of their eyes or something like that. Let's not. Can we please? Thank you. These guys have like infinite bones. They just keep throwing bones at you. Like, when are you gonna run out? Fall apart. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. But this is tough because these are gonna spin on me. Yep. I feel like there's a camera in there. Like the later bosses are watching him. Like, why is this not working? Why is he able to kill people? What's he doing? What does he want from us? I'm just gonna take the top path. I don't think there's anything down there I really need. Let's not die again. Looks a bit like Louisiana. I gotta take your word on that one. I don't think I've ever been to Louisiana. There was a... Oh my gosh, it starts again. I had an opportunity to go when I was in school. We had, that's where like our student, like conference was for PA school, but I don't know. Whenever I got a chance to not have to do something in PA school, I took it because it was... Okay, time off was kind of at a premium during school. So it's not that I don't like to travel. It's just that, you know, during school, you know, you miss... What the heck happened there? I guess you can't... I didn't know that. Learning new things every day, you can't land on the stairs again. Wow, I just wasted 3 lives there not knowing that I couldn't do that. That's... Okay, now I know when I jump, I can't land on the stairs. He got me that time. I thought it was only there. We're going up. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Sure. Axe is good with all the stairs we have in this level. It'd be nice to be able to hit people above me. Somebody in the chat, I come to find out that all those skeletons are they just really want his number. Like, hey, you want to hang out? Give me your number. You come over later. It's really funny. They like his big meaty thighs that he's got going on in his skirt armor. Very tactical approach Simon took. Let's go in a bandana, some really heavy armor up top, and then I'm gonna kind of wear just like a skirt. All right, at least this time I made it to the boss, so as long as I don't screw this up. I always thought this was like a cool like graphical effect on the SNES, like the ability to see through things, like the green ghosts in Super Mario World, things like that. That was super easy. But that kind of see-through effect is super cool. Oh, and here's where you kind of show off the Mode 7 graphics on the SNES will be in this stage here. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So as you swing, the world kind of spins on you. Oh boy. Oh boy. I did not know that was going to happen. Okay, now we know. This guy definitely hits the stair mount. Yeah, this guy does not skip leg day at the gym, that's for sure. Oh, I just made this much harder on myself. Well, we may be seeing that see-through skeleton boss sooner than you think, because I just made this 9 times harder on myself. But this is kind of this, and there's one level after this that, like, I vividly remember playing it through the first time I ever played this game, just because of, like, I just remember thinking how cool that effect was. And now we're going to have to go see that skeleton boss again. Awesome. I'm having a rough go of it so far. Let's see if I can clean it up a little bit. Man. Thunder thighs are on the move. Thunder thighs are loose. That's funny. All right, good. Well, I missed that. No, I didn't. Thank you. I remembered. And now we're going to have him and then the little grabby bit. Yep. Grabby bit. Gross. Oh. There we go. So Trey, what was the roughest part about CastleVania? Was it the bosses? Was it the enemies? No, it was the stairs. My greatest enemy, stairs, in real life and in virtual life. And you figure a guy that hits the Stairmaster as much as Simon would know how to walk up some freaking stairs. I don't know, like, what's he throwing at me? Is it like almonds? I don't really... Listen here, Simon. You can't solve all the world's problems by just whipping things. To hell I can. Oh, it just... Okay, I thought I would have maybe an opportunity to go up there and try to get something. Okay, so let's see if I can not die to the Medusa heads here, which I remember being like some of the worst enemies in the original game, just because when you can't whip in all directions, these enemies are even harder, just because you can't, like, there's no good way to approach them. Oh my gosh, that knockback is brutal. I'm not going to try to beat them this time. I'm just going to try to avoid them. Man. There's more than 3 stairs and they're stationary. Oh, crap. We meet again. Well, now I can't say that anymore because these have become the bane of my existence now. I hope you guys like this level because we're probably going to be seeing a lot of it. Just this part in particular. Holy moly. And yet that time it went so smooth. I don't know. Maybe I just had to focus a little bit. Get messy. We made some mistakes. That's for sure. Mistakes were made. Was that? I can't. Was that? There was a first person shooter. I think it's Halo. When you would like fall off the level or like get killed by one of your own teammates, it wouldn't say like, oh, you died. It would say mistakes were made, which I think is the funniest way to say like you screwed up, like, oh, mistake. This is the other level. Like it's like you're in a barrel and it's spinning around, which is super. I thought the like effect on this was super cool. I mean, I still do. I think it's a really good use of kind of the graphics on the SNES, although something you will see, even this one that's, you know, playing on the Mini, that's even maybe built a little bit better, built to, you know, graphically at least, is when there's too much on screen, like too many pixels, things like that, the game, you'll actually see it slow a little bit. Like the frame rate will drop and everything will kind of go into slow motion, which, you know, isn't too big of a deal, but it can throw you off when you're going through like hard platforming sections. Luckily, this wasn't one of them. But that can really like throw off your timing, and if you're trying to make super specific jumps, then, you know, it can be super annoying. You know, and just lead to deaths that otherwise probably wouldn't have happened had that not been the case. think I'm just gonna wait for this one. Yeah. Actually, something makes me think that that's important. Ah, too late now. I just realized I don't... Oh! I got squished it. I just realized I don't... I've been doing this whole thing without a secondary weapon. Oh, it's from Call of Duty. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember, but that, again, super hilarious. Mistakes were made. So it's like a... I feel like it's such like a passive-aggressive way of being like, way to go, a-hole. Smooth move X-Lax. I think I'm actually going to take this up. I might be able to get a secondary weapon here, which will be... Or not, or it's just going to tell me nope. No, not worth it. No. Not worth it. How? That's frustrating, man. Oh my gosh. All the way back here. Yay! Well, let's see how clean I can do it. I didn't even want to go for that time, man. That's really frustrating. I didn't even want to do that. I was just trying to move so I could get over to the right on the next, like when it dropped again, and I ended up dying. Man, that's such a bad death to take. Welcome back to our 4th playthrough of this level. With this raid, this might as well be called Night Before Christmas, because it looks like I'm going to be streaming this thing until Christmas, so that's always cool. Oh, super frustrating. He didn't finish his pre-workout. That's funny. Feel free to roast me in the comments, because deservedly so on that one. That was just dumb. Skulls, look at this dumbass. He's back. This guy sucks. Can't even walk upstairs. Don't even know. That's my thing. Whenever I have to do like an enemies, they always have a New York accent. Like, this guy can't even walk upstairs. Did it all for the nookie, I guess. Actually, it's an Angels hat, but I do get the reference, the Fred Durst reference there. Wasn't that a Yankees hat that he wore, though, I think, when Limp Bizkit? That's funny. That's really funny. Well, welcome, Pool Marcus. Welcome. Fred Durst for the win. That's a good spot for him to be in, because you can take out a lot of the projectiles at the same time. Save some health for this Medusa part here, which... So I was specifically told to make fun of your hat. Well, welcome. Happy to have you. More than willing to take some hits on the hat, that's for sure. Thanks for joining. Checks in the mail. That's really funny. Mission accomplished. Nah, but that's awesome. This part gets a lot easier after you play for the 8th time. $3D Doritos? Oh man, they did. Yeah, I guess the equivalent now would be like Bugles. Is that what they're called? Like the little like cone-shaped chip? we're just gonna move past that. That one didn't count. Yeah, when I would wear the hats forward before, it would obstruct the mic, but I guess now that I'm using like an actual mic, it doesn't matter. I didn't think about that. Although with the light, it would probably create a shadow on my face, so probably better that I wear it backwards. I can't believe I was taking a drink of water and freaking fell. That was dumb. Bugles are old as hell. No, I know they're old as hell, but they're the ones that are still around, right? Like they don't make 3D Doritos anymore. I didn't mean like, oh, these brand new things called Bugles. No, that's not what I meant there. Good. All right, 9th time's the charm. Here we go. Oh, yeah. They don't. Not only does it power... sad truth. Not only does the whip power up make it stronger, it also gives you more range on the whip, which is nice. And, you know, considering I've died so much, it's really nice to have. Okay. Nope. It's gonna be a no from me. This was dumb. This was dumb. I immediately regret my decision. Mess up again, and you gotta do like four burpees. All right, let me start that now because I didn't read till after the dumb death. So, if that's not what you meant, tough. Is it bad that like the motivation for me not wanting to mess up is not wanting to work out and change hats? That was good. Not worth. That's where I died last time. We're not doing that again. I think I have to move right. I think if I just keep going left, it's going to keep... Or if I just keep going up, it's going to cycle the stage. Oh my god. I don't really understand that hitbox. Because I thought I was well out of that. But I guess if I'm crouching, it's gonna... Nope, that's how we died last time. Yeah, really... I thought... For sure that wouldn't kill me, but I guess if you're crouching at all, that's just death. Man, it's a bummer. Squats are death. Yeah, I mean, the burpees I'm going to have to do for messing up are death, and I will change hats. It's just, I want to do this while I'm still fresh, and I'm not. If I walk away from it and come back, I'm just going to die 3 or 4 more times. It was just 4, you said? Yeah, okay. That's fine. And I have to change hats. Oh, that's death too? Okay, good to know. All right. I'll do them now because I died in a different spot. Ugh. I don't know if the camera's going to pick them up, but I'm doing them. Oy. Well, there we go. And we're back with a new hat. And out of breath after 4 burpees. That's pretty sad. All right. Nope. I've been keeping lids alive for years. Yeah, and I mean, a lot of these are, I'm trying to like travel to the different ballparks, and every time I go, I try to buy one. Like I got this one in Seattle. The one from before, I actually got it in Anaheim at the Angels Stadium, which was cool. Yeah, I said I'd do them. I screwed up again. We give the people what they want. Get out of there. Good. All right. Let's not screw this up again. Wow, you can't touch it at all. Oh, wow. I didn't. Okay. All right. Let me at least try to get through this stage before I get off tonight. If you guys are cool with rocking a little longer, watching me do the same stage again. That's just going to frustrate me if I call it now. I'm just going to be pissed when I come back to play this game and we're in the same stage. Oh, something I didn't talk about before. You can see like the basic enemies from the beginning of the game are kind of being it's a pretty good. You don't have to sit down. I mean, trust me, a lot of them are bought at Lids. Don't. It's not every hat I own. But no, it's a cool reason. Eventually when I get, the room set up the way I want, I kind of want to see if I can buy them and kind of display them. But Seattle was always like a big one that I wanted to go to. My favorite player growing up was King Griffey. Ironically, one of the only players on the N64 to have his own video game. I think it was the only athlete featured. He's on the box for the Nintendo 64. And he had games on NES and the N64. Play the same song. Yeah, just do the same stage over and over again. At least I'm getting really good at this part, you know? The crazy part is, like I said, when I was testing the streaming equipment, when I got the new mic, I was playing this game and I was just running through these stages. And now I guess it's the not a very good multitasker, it would seem. Stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there. Good. Don't take a drink of water here or you'll fall into the spikes. I agree. Sweetest swing in baseball history was King Griffey Jr. It just looked like it looked like he was barely trying to hit the ball hard and the ball would just jump off his bat. Even big power guys like Barry Bonds, you could tell he was, you know, putting some oomph behind it after that well-balanced breakfast. Yeah. No way. That's frustrating. I'm a little upset at myself after that one. Oh my gosh. All I had to do was get to the next place and walk forward. I'm sitting there swinging, waiting for the room to turn and bop. Wow. Let's stay all the way up here. So pointless. Hang on, I'm getting a suggestion here. Nope. Gonna move this up here. There we go. Yeah, they're getting close. I'm not. The saving grace is I'm not dying at the exact same part every single time, but it's. The more the frustration is I should not be dying at this part in the game. I expected to die a lot in CastleVania. The game's not exactly easy by any standards, but if you told me I was going to die this many times before getting to the castle, I would be like, no way. But that's, you know, hubris, I guess. Karma's sitting over there going, who's laughing now, bitch? Hey, there you are. You're there. Do I know you? No, but there you are. You're there. I think that's my second Austin Powers reference in a row on stream. And I see your true colors shining through. Buddy, that's why I love you. So don't be a dick. Nope. If you can just ride this all the way to the top of the level, and I've been trying to move right in vain, I'm going to be... That's a severed head. I'm going to be very upset. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, I think this is just repeating. Okay, so you do have to move to the right eventually. Okay, good to know. At least I'm not, at least I wasn't doing it just for no reason. For no reason. Yeah, because that's where the cross was. Okay, okay. So at least I'm not just, you know, moving to the right because I'm thinking that that's what I have to do. It's actually what I have to do. Oh, that doesn't do jack. Yay. Oh, I could have moved to the right there. Shoot. I hope you guys like this song because we've been hearing a lot of it. At least it is good music. It's not. Okay, drop, drop, go, 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 go. Drop, go, 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 go. Drop, go, 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 go. This is quick. Whew. Hey, we did it! Yo, Adrian, I did it! It just took the changing hats, you know? It was the spirit of Fred Durst helping me out. I don't remember what boss this is. Oh, is this Rockman? This is Mr. Seymour Rockman. No, no. Get him. Nope. Got him. Let's go. It's sad that the boss was easier than that entire freaking stage for me. Well, I'll try to do one more. Let's see if I can smooth one run here. Then, because I think this is the kind of the last stage of this kind of board here. So I think we're moving into the castle now. So if I can not screw up too bad here, then should be in a good spot. Nice. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of ammo up here. I have a feeling I'm going to need it. There wasn't a lot. I thought there was going to be more. Oh, I have to go that way. It's the rock biter from Neverending Story. I didn't even think about that. I think I've seen that place on Property Brothers. The knife's not horrible. Oh, that was lucky. I've gotten unlucky a few times. I got lucky there. These guys remind me of enemies from the Super Star Wars games. If you played Super Return of the Jedi, there's like these little frog enemies in the very first level that hop around, and you end up fighting like a giant frog boss at the end of the stage. And that's what they remind me of. Hey, you can't use a whip. I use a whip. You jackass. I think the developers were like, how can we make this game harder? Put a bunch of shit in the way so he can't see what he's doing. Always works for me. I got that life to lose life. Here comes I have a feeling one of these statues is gonna... Maybe I'm remembering incorrectly. We are entering the castle. All right. So I think this is a good place to stop. I frustratingly died way too many times, but we've made it inside the castle. Again, another cool thing about this game is you think like, oh, I've reached the last level, and then nope. Now we got to go through like the different floors of the castle. But oh, let me kill this dog, and I have a feeling he's gonna stand back up. But I do think this is kind of a good place to stop here. Probably be back live, if not later in the weekend, then definitely early next week. I'll try to jump on, and if we can finish it, it might extend into a third stream because if I keep playing the way I'm playing, we may be here for 3 or 4 streams. But again, thank you all so much for tuning in. It's a lot of fun just to come on here and kind of talk with you guys and play old games from my childhood that I love. But do me a favor, drop a like if you like it. If not, that's fine. Just thanks for tuning in. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought, and we'll talk to you next time. Cowabunga.